Welcome back to Doing Bart Things, and today we're going to try for like the eighth time to make a video. I don't know why I just can't seem to get my thoughts and things in a concise order today or last night. It's just been hard for me for some reason. I think I've got holiday brain and I'm trying to get ready for Christmas with three kids and trying to make sure everybody's got their presents lined up, and we're going to be wrapping stuff today and all that. So it's a lot going on here at the Bart household. Um, but a video came out from Jayztwocents, and I really wanted to talk about it because he talked about this in his video, and I don't think he did a good visual representation of what he was talking about. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad video by any means. I got this funny like of him doing that. So, here's what it is, okay? I want to be helpful and show you the reason why his face looks like that, all right, in the first place. And I think I can do that. So we're going to give it a shot. But there's a reason why he looks so defeated there. And Jay, if you watch this video, I'm sorry. I thought it was funny. Hopefully that's okay. Anyway, but I'm going to try and I'm going to try to visually represent what it is he is upset about and why he's not happy with Nvidia. And the truth be told, we should throw AMD a bit under the bus too. And we'll get to that in a second. So what's going on? Well, Nvidia is releasing the Super series of GPUs. Okay, this is a 4080 Super, 4070 Ti Super, and the 4070 Super. Okay, this is a refresh, is what this is. This is basically they're taking the old video cards they have been selling, and they're releasing new versions of them. All right. Now, Nvidia had to do this. Okay, part of the reason why they're doing this is they're going to reduce the prices. Okay, which is good. Like more performance for less money is never, it makes the situation better. But is the situation actually good? Is the question. We'll reserve that to the end of the video on if it's good. Better, yes. Fully concur. It is fully concur. Fully agree. It is better. But here's the deal, okay? So here are the dates, just in case you're curious. We should get an announcement on the 8th of January. And then physical launches these 3 days for these cards. Now, here are the specs, okay? And when we dive into these, this is where it gets really contentious for me. And it just, the 4080 especially is the easy one to point out and demonstrate how far off things have gotten price-wise, how ridiculous the prices we've been paying, or potentially some people have been paying, truly are. Okay, so you have the supers, right? And then you have each of the cards that they are quote-unquote supplanting, replacing, whatever, right? Some of these cards are not going away. Like, I think the 4070 may not go away. You may just see a price drop on the 4070 is what may happen. I think maybe the same thing with the 4070 Ti. The 4080 is definitely going away, and I'll show you why. So let's start at the lower end of the lineup. So the 4070 Ti, the 4070 Super, and the 4070 are all 8104. Okay? Put a pin in that for a second. They're all the same chip. Okay? The 4070 Ti is $800. Okay? The 4070 Super, basically for all intents and purposes, is a 4070 Ti. It is very close. The difference is going to be in the power budget. Okay? Nvidia is not allowing it to have a higher power budget. Why would that be? Well, if they did, okay, at a difference of only 500 or so odd CUDA cores, these two cards would be almost identical. Like they would be within 5% margin of difference. All right. I apologize. My cat's over here attacking a plastic bag. in the background, if you hear that. But they would be almost in margin of error, okay? How much do you think the 4070 Super is going to be? I'll tell you how much it's going to be. I will promise you this. It's going to be $599, okay? It's replacing the 4070, right? It'll be $599, showing that they could have all along with this chip, okay, charged $600 or less. This is what it's debuting at. This is the MSRP price that it will debut at, okay? And now if you understand where we're headed, because it gets worse. But don't forget to give you an idea of the, I don't know, do you call it corporate greed? I guess. This 4070 Ti, remember, when it debuted, they tried to debut this and call it the 4080 12 gig. And they tried to charge $900 for it. $900. Horrible launch. Everybody flipped a lid. They renamed it to the 4070 Ti and backed the price down to $800. That was a back down already. Okay? This card is a $600 card, maximum. It's the same chip. It's an 8104. It's got a few more cores enabled. It's the maxed out 8104. It's not an $800 card, okay? Now, here's why it's not an $800 card. Okay, so let me move on to the next series. Like, you have to think of in terms of all three of these are on the same, they're the same chip, and then all three of these are the same chip, okay? And you'll see now why it's about to get really bad. Okay? These are all like 8104 and then 8103. They're two different ones. 8103 is a bigger one, right? And you have 8104. Okay, so this should have never been a 4070 Ti. Honestly, the 8104, I believe, technically, should have been the 4060. But we're way past that now. Like, unfortunately, those days are gone. But it should have been a 4060 in my opinion. I digress. Okay, so 4070 Super is going to debut at $600, $200 less than the 4070 Ti. Yeah. And it's the same card. They're going to reduce the price of the 4070 Ti. They'll probably knock it down by like $100. It'll be $599, $699. They'll knock $100 off of the 4070. It'll be $499 or something. Like, that's how they will probably arrange these. Okay. Next. This is the biggest jump. Okay. The 4070 Ti Super, really odd name for this card, but the Ti Super, okay, is going to be 8103. All right. So now we're talking the same chip as the 4080. Okay. It has a pretty decent amount of cores, 16 gigs of VRAM. Okay, so that's an upgrade from 12 gigs, right? And 285 watt power budget. So, same power budget as the 4070 Ti. More cores, different setup. It's going to have more bandwidth, okay? Because with these chips, when you add more chips, memory chips, it increases the bandwidth, right? So this is like a 192-bit bus, I think. This will be 256. Basically, I believe that's what's happening, all right? The performance of this chip is going to be basically the same as a 4080, within about 8%, okay? It's going to nearly get the same performance as a 4080. How much do you think this is going to be for? I'll tell you how much. It's going to be $799. Guarantee it. It'll be $799. That should enrage 4080 owners. That should make you go, what the hell? Because it's the same chip. I feel bad for 4080 owners. Like, I hope that you guys are enjoying your cards. You know, like, you already paid your money. Go and enjoy your cards, right? Don't be. But but it's just very, it's anti-consumer. It's very, we're abusing the audience that got us to where we are. They don't care about us anymore. They haven't for a while. And this just proves it. This is why I bought my 3080. And when I saw the prices in the 4000 series, I was like, I don't care if it's 3 times as fast as a 3080. It's not. It's nothing to write home about. But I'm out. Like the moment you got close to that $1,000 price tag on these, I was like, yeah, no, not doing it. And this is horrible. This is just so bad. They're overcharging for $400 for this card at least. $400. Remember, this is the debut MSRP that we will see at $799 for this card. I guarantee it. I'm just solidly convinced. The only thing that may happen is they might debut this at $899 and then back it up to $799. And they would do $899 to just basically try to upsell people to the 4080 Super. By the way, the 4080 Super, again, a little increase in cores, 8103, so it's 8103 maxed out. It'll be $1,000. They're going to be there for $999. So even if you think I'm not talking right about these chips, this will perform better than 4080 by 8 to 10%, maybe 5 to 8%, we'll say, something like that probably. And I am making up that number a little bit, but just looking at the stats, we're guesstimating a little bit. It's all three of these cards. When you see the benches, all three of these cards will be within 20%, guaranteed. The 4070 Ti Super, the 4080, and the 4080 Super will all be right there together. Coffee got cold trying to make this video so many times. They're going to be right there together, okay? This is the same chip, all right? This is all the same chip. They're separated by $400, though. Almost like, what would that be? 80% of the price? Like, I mean, it'll be obvious the 4070 Ti Super will be the best buy, more than likely. It's the biggest step up in performance from its previous, what it's replacing, and it stepped up to a newer chip. And what really should have happened with the 4080 Super is they should have stepped up the 8102 die. It should be a cut down 8102 is what it should be. But they didn't do that, right? They just maxed out the 8103 to maximize that money because 8103 is smaller and cheaper to produce than 8102. All right. So essentially, what's going to happen? This is not a full rollback to where it should be. This is $100 to a couple $100 backpedal is what this is. This is just, okay, you weren't willing to pay $1,200 for the 4080. What if we up the performance slightly and then gave it to you for $1,000? Is that good enough? That's what this is, okay? They could charge $800 for this 4080 Super, not blink an eye. They would make money. They would hurt their pride, though. And they're very prideful, I suspect. And they have convinced themselves that this is right and fair. They don't care, guys. They're chasing the AI bunny right now. And yeah, it's just, it's... They should send a $200 refund to every 4080 owner is what they should do. It's so bad. It's crazy. Now, so now that you're armed with that information, you can make informed purchases. So that is why I maintain it is better, but it's still not good, per se. What will make it good, what I potentially could see is Intel at the beginning of the year coming out with Battle Mage, which is rumored to have around this performance, right? It should compete very good with the 4070 Ti Super. If it does, and they charge like $600 for it, that'll be great, like all day long. Because then that'll bring Nvidia a little bit more back to reality, Especially if those things start flying off shelves, that would be thumbs up. That'd be awesome. AMD, throw AMD under the bus. They had a chance to take market share this year with these crazy prices Nvidia was charging, and I don't really feel like they took advantage of that. They decided that they would try to make as much margin as they could on their cards, and I think they jacked it up. Like, I really do. If we look at the 7900 XTX today, look at these prices. They're still up near $1,000. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. The 7900 XTX ought to be 850 to 900 bucks, right? I know that doesn't seem like a big discount. That extra $100 would have gained them some more market share. As it is, these cards are selling, okay? They're doing okay. But Nvidia is going to come out with this, and then what are they going to do now? You know, they're going to react to Nvidia again. They should have been proactive. That's what we needed. We need somebody to go, no, I'm not going to wait for Nvidia to just control the market again and tell the market what's going to happen. We're going to, we can be profitable. These cards would absolutely be profitable, probably 800 bucks. They should have done that. They should have set the market themselves, and Nvidia would have been caught in this weird place of, do we release this super early? We don't want to do that. Do we drop prices on what we have already? We sure don't want to do that. What do we do? Like, they could have forced Nvidia into a weird position, which would have been advantageous for them. And they had the means to do it, and they chose not to. They could have won some mind share, which this day and age, you should not discount that. They should have come out and said, yes, of course we are chasing AI just like everybody else. They should have made a very public announcement. Lisa Su should have walked out somewhere and said, listen, we have to chase AI, okay? We know we do. You guys know we do. Like, that's a business decision. Everybody's doing it, right? However, we haven't forgotten about you guys, our gamers. And unlike our competition, we're going to try and make sure that what we're charging is a fair price for our products. We have decided to cut back $100 off of our video cards, off of our top-end cards. Have a great holiday season. Like, that is what they should have done. They should have come out, they should have been very transparent and open, and then said, look, we're going to throw you guys a little something before our next, release, because, we know that Nvidia's got something cooking, right? They should have just done that. And they would have sold so many 7900 XTXs, or they would have sold enough to where a lot of those people would have seen this super release, they would have laughed and gone about enjoying their 7900 XTX. That's what I think anyway. Maybe not, but so here we are. Anyway, that's why Jay's face is like this, is because they charged not quite double, but almost double what they probably could have. Or, well, they charged 50% more on top of the 50% that they were already making. Maybe that's the right way to say it. I don't know. So anyway, so that's that then. That's a video. Hopefully that was a good enough demonstration as to, why some people are going to be really frustrated, why Jay's face looks that way. And you guys enjoyed it. So like and subscribe if you want to. If not, then cool. It's all right. I want you guys just to have a great weekend. Like I said, hopefully we're making some more videos, and my sinuses and stuff will be less. I'll be less nasally, and we'll have some other stuff to talk about. So I appreciate it. Thanks again.